Yo, Hustle Nation, what's going on, man? Listen, couple quick things, man. I thought I'd do a quick brainstorming session. I know it's middle of the day. Some of you guys are at work, can't jump on. Nevertheless, let's do some live brainstorming, man. Ask the financial health mentor. I want to help you guys with your brand. Some of you guys have a book in you, but you don't know what to do to get it out there, or first steps to go ahead and get that thing published. Some of you guys are already start the foundation of building a brand, and you got some questions on how to take it to the next level. So let's do some brainstorming real quick. And let me see where I can help you at. What you got going on, man? On Instagram, ask the financial health mentor. Today's focus is branding and marketing. If you are struggling with your brand, ask me a question on how to get that thing to the next level. And let's see if I can help you. Go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. If you don't know me, my name is H. Cortez, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from ThorntonOnlineMarketing.com, where we're on a mission to empower working Americans economically through financial literacy with an emphasis on personal brand development and entrepreneurship. Alexander Network LLC, I see you on Instagram. So drop your questions. What are you struggling with the most in terms of building your business, your brand? Do you have a gift, talent, or special ability that you're trying to figure out? How do I make this into an online brand that will bring in passive and residual income that will sustain itself, that will sustain me and my family? This sounds like something you need help with. Don't be shy, guys. Listen, when you have an opportunity to shout yourself out, I say shout yourself out, because if you ain't shouting you out, I don't know who is. Real quick, for those of you who do not know, I have a free masterclass coming up this Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, where it's the Monetize My Life Bootcamp Masterclass, where I will be walking you through how to take your gifts, talents, special abilities, your experiences, even your expertise, and turn those things into a profitable and sustainable online business. Tony Watson said, international business setup. My goodness, well, just throw your haymakers right out of the gate. Let me see. Let me see if I can think of my brother's name. I don't do international business, but his name is not coming to my mind. I'm going to think of it here in a second. But I do know somebody that you can connect with on international business setup. Great question. I'll tell you this, if you are not part of the Black Billionaires Club, that might be a place that you could get started as well. But what is my man's name? He's got an international business and it's been grinding it out for a while, a lot of overseas connections. Man, his name will come to me, Tony, I promise. If not now, Lofton, Lofton. What is his first name? I'll get it. And if I can't think of it while we're on the stream, then I'll find it and I will respond to your comment with it. But yeah, that's a huge thing, man. I'm starting to look at ways to push my content internationally with intention and get some of my content translated into different languages and things of that nature. But in terms of setting up businesses overseas and that kind of stuff, you got me on that one, brother. What kind of business are you trying to do internationally? Just wondering. Just curious about that. Yeah, I'll shoot it to your inbox, man. Appreciate that. Anybody else? So one of the things that I know a lot of people struggle with is the start, right? The start. It's like, man, where do I start, right? And that depends on the outcome. So I would say where you start is with the end in mind. What is the overall end game, right? What are you trying to do overall 10, 15, 20 years down the road? Because starting with that in mind helps you lay the right foundation. So for instance, if you were trying to, if you knew your end goal was to build a skyscraper. That's the end goal. I'm going to build a skyscraper. I'm talking about 50 floors, right? If I know from the very beginning that's the end goal, then it's imperative for me to pour a foundation that's going to support that, right? So you want to make sure you're starting with the end and goal, because the last thing you want to do is pour a small foundation and then try to build a skyscraper on top of it. It's always better to have a skyscraper size foundation. And then if you only build a single family home, I think that's a better position to be in. Freddie BGF says, I'm from Chicago, but stay in Houston. I want to build my brand. I have a gift from God. An inspirational brand is where I'm aiming. Freddie, be God first, the experience. I want to make a podcast that's different. Okay, I love that, man. I like that attitude, that you're tapping into something that's a core belief of yours. So that is always a good place to start with something that you're passionate about, somewhere a gift lies, something that is really near and dear to your heart, because it's hard to quit on something like that, and that's huge. I would say, if I was starting to build a brand from scratch, it sounds like, hey, L Triggs Esquire joined. Hey, listen, I wonder if I could get you on my podcast, if that's right, Esquire as an attorney. So building that brand and the podcast and the content creation, you definitely ought to register for the Monetize My Life Bootcamp this coming Saturday. So let me put the link in here just before I forget. All right. So you got the name, it sounds like, of what you wanted to do. I would start with, okay, if that's the brand, I know there's a podcast coming, then I will probably go out and the top 5 social media platforms, go ahead and get your tag registered on all of those platforms. So I would go ahead and create that page on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't do Snapchat or TikTok, but if those are platforms that I ultimately want to get on, I would set those up and just have it, even if you don't put any content on them right now, so that when you start building this brand, your social media handle is the same across all platforms, right? I would start there. And if you don't already have what it takes to start a podcast, I would start with doing Facebook Live, short interviews, because videos can always become an audio podcast. In fact, that's how I do my podcast. All of my podcasts are video podcasts, and then the audio is stripped off and then uploaded to iTunes and the rest of the podcasting platforms. But thinking with the end goal in mind, I will go ahead and start doing my research. I've got a great course for beginners on podcasting on my site, thorntononlinemarketing.com, podcasting for the 21st century. So I would start researching what I need for podcasting equipment wise. If you don't want to be on video, I would still record it via a video using a platform like what I'm using called StreamYard. And you can sign up for that for free. So this StreamYard free account. And even if you don't like to be on camera, guys, I could do this whole video without being on camera. And all I have to do is stop my camera. and there's my picture, I could still be doing, giving you guys my content, my feedback, and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not on camera, but I'm still creating a video that can still live on Facebook and YouTube and even IGTV for those platforms. But then I can take the audio. StreamYard will allow you to take the audio. When you download your content from StreamYard, you can download the audio and the video separately. So download the audio. If you want to have someone kind of mix it and make sure it sounds good, you can do that. But then you can turn around and upload that audio to other platforms. So Nakia Switzer says, I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina. My brand is A Bit Bougie LLC. I like that name. I offer custom printing services, and I'm associated with my econ. Ultimately, I want to build a network marketing team, but don't know how to provide the content or what kind of content to provide. So A Bit Bougie, is that something that you're going to be a financial educator in so that you can push my econ, or is that a totally separate deal that you're building outside of my econ? That's an interesting dynamic there, because like me, I have Thornton Online Marketing is my company, my own company, right? And then I am part of a network marketing opportunity in the financial education space, right? But that's just one of the services that I offer. That's not my company. That's the owner's company. It's part of my brand as a financial health mentor, but you got to keep things in their proper perspective, right? So I've always built the financial health mentor brand and offered services from companies that I partner with, but I wanted to always make sure that my brand was strong, right? So Big Hooper 24, welcome. So I always wanted to make sure that my brand was strong, and that way I can always provide different service offerings. But if you're trying to create and build a network marketing team, the way I built my network marketing team, and you're talking to someone who's got experience. I personally sponsored over 400 people in network marketing over the last 5 years or so. I've done it by giving value. I've done it by giving the solutions to people's problems in the area of their finances. And one of those problems is not enough income, right? So I talk often about how having a home-based business can improve your cash flow and income. With an opportunity like my econ, I'm very familiar with that opportunity. It allows you to improve your cash flow, give yourself an instant pay raise, boost your credit. That's going to improve your cash flow. And if you market the opportunity, it's going to allow you to increase your income at the same time. So that's how I built my network marketing opportunity, by providing value, giving solutions for free. So if you haven't learned the strategies, I would say learn the strategies, implement the strategies, and then teach the strategies, and the right people are going to gravitate to what you do. Tony Watson said, what about business funding? Seed money, mentorship, sustainability. I would say, Tony, if you have not already started with business credibility, and that's for every one of you guys who are in business. If you have not already started with business credibility, meaning, is your business set up in a way that when lending institutions, funding sources, vendors look at your business, will they say, hey, your business looks good on paper, right? Website, social media, email address, address. Do you have a landline? Is it registered in 411? All of those things make up your business credibility, right? So there's a great webinar. It's about 90 minutes on what it takes to get your business funded start building business credit. You go to bizcredithelper.com. You can watch that webinar for free. And it really opened my eyes to the fact that I've been doing business for 5 years and had zero business credibility because I didn't understand how important it is to have everything lined up, right? It's very important to have everything lined up. Since I understand what you mean, a Bit Bougie will offer various products and services. I want my econ to be a service. I think that I'm not building my brand image correctly. You definitely want to be on the webinar this weekend. If you're trying to build out, so the way I did it is I built out Financial Health Mentor first, and then I offered the products and services. One of the things that I do is at Thornton Online Marketing, we have a great graphics team. So if you need help, then I think this weekend's webinar will really open your mind to what a Bit Bougie should be as a brand. And then the supplemental services that a Bit Bougie offers. But a Bit Bougie, I like the name. I think that is something that rings and is memorable. I would build my whole thing around a Bit Bougie with my econ services as part of those offerings, right? That's the direction that I would go. So when people think a Bit Bougie, they should think a part of a Bit Bougie's brand is financial education, right? I know I can go to a Bit Bougie and she's going to teach me on entrepreneurship. She's going to teach me on finance, credit, debt, taxes. Maybe even you start learning how to build a better brand, and then ultimately you can start teaching people how to build brands and things of that nature. But yeah, I think a Bit Bougie should be, if you don't have a Facebook fan page, you want to make sure you get that done. If you don't have a Bit Bougie across all social platforms, you want to go ahead and get that done. Man, I cannot see these little names on Instagram. That travel guy, what's going on? You got questions for me, that travel guy? On Instagram, you can actually come on screen and ask your questions if you want to. And I can help you personally if you're interested in that. All you got to do is just send a request to hop on the live. And that's a great opportunity for you. If you have a travel business, it's a great opportunity for you to say a little bit about your business. And then also, I always take my IG lives when I do live Q&As, and I put them on YouTube as well as on my Facebook page too. So that's another way that you can get some visibility. Which link do I need to click? You need to click on monetizemylifebootcamp.com. That's where you're going to show up this weekend, and I'm going to give you my blueprint on how I built my Facebook fan page to over 100,000 followers, how I built 2 different network marketing companies, over the last 5 years. And basically, I built enough passive income that allowed me to walk off my job and become a full-time entrepreneur. So it's about taking your gifts, your talents, something you're good at, something you're proficient at, something that you have passion about, something that you do really well and experience, anything that you've got going on and you want to turn it to a full-fledged brand. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to optimize your brand. We're going to talk about how to expand your reach, how to build your authority, right? One of the best kept secrets to building authority, and we'll talk a lot about this on the webinar this weekend, is create your own guides, courses, books, things of that nature, right? That's how you build authority. Right? Get yourself on TV and radio. You build authority that way, but there's a strategy and a method to doing that. And then knowing how to leverage that content to become an authority in your space. That's going to be a huge topic this weekend. How do you enhance your value, right? How do you enhance your value? I'm going to talk about that, because the more valuable you become in the lives of other people, the more value you can, or the more you can charge for that value. We're going to talk about how do you increase your value, right? Starts with giving more value. A lot of times we have products and services to sell, but we don't necessarily want to give the content for free, right? Like what I'm doing right now, I'm giving you some content for free. And even when you come on the webinar, we're just going to take a deeper dive, but I want you to be able to walk away from this video with something that you can implement to grow your business, to transform your finances, to change your life. I don't know if I'll get to, I hate to think negatively, but tomorrow isn't promised. So I'm not the guy who wants to give you a teaser bit of content so that I can sell you something later. No, I give you all my best content for free. What people pay me for is when they say, Cortez, you told me what to do. I just don't have the time to do it myself. Can you do it for me? Hey, Cortez, I have the time to do it myself, but I'm a little scared. Can you do it with me? That's what people pay me for, right? So that's interesting. That travel guy, what's going on? How is your business going during this COVID season, man? With travel kind of being a little up in the air, or how you making it out? Do you need some help with your branding and your marketing so you can take your travel business to the next level, right? Let's see. Anybody else? We're just doing a little brainstorming, man. I have some time before I have to get some of this accounting work done. Let's see. Yeah. I think I answered Tony. Business funding, seed money, mentorship. Mentorship is huge. I would start with virtual mentorship. Tuning into videos like this, content like this. That travel guy said slow, very bad. Man, it doesn't have to be though, because I want you to think about something, travel guy. Flights are the cheapest they've ever been. Luxury resorts are giving away spots and stays cheaper than they ever have, right? When it comes to selling anything, guys, it's all about the offer. Why don't you put that in the chat? It's all about the offer, right? You've got to remember that. It's not about the product, it's about the offer, right? And I believe that you are in position, that travel guy, to create some amazing offers for people, right? And if you don't know how to do that, then you might want to go to monetizemylifebootcamp.com and register for this weekend's masterclass, where we're going to be talking all about those things. It's all about the offer. So if I was in the travel business right now, you can't tell me that you couldn't offer a travel package that says, hey, get a 4-night stay in Vegas for X amount of dollars, and then get 50% off a stay in San Diego later, as long as you travel within the next 3 months or something, right? It's all about the offer, man. What can you do to make your offers irresistible, right? What else can you add into your offers that may not necessarily cost you anything, but the intrinsic value, the perceived value, takes your offer over the top and separates you from the next person who's offering the same thing, right? A lot of people offer some of the same financial services that I do, but when I throw in a free vacation, that sets my offer apart. A lot of people are in the network marketing space, and they have opportunities that make great money. But when I say you join my opportunity, I'm going to train you on branding and marketing and give you a free sales funnel when you join my team, right? It's the offer. It's the offer. What are you doing above and beyond what everybody else is willing to do and how have you positioned yourself to go above and beyond everything that everybody can do, right? See, I put myself in position to accumulate a lot of content, a lot of training courses, a lot of material that allows me to make better offers than most people. That's huge, man. All about the offer. All right, anybody else? Questions, comments? Need help with your branding? Need help with your marketing? What do you think the biggest, outside of COVID, what do you think you could be doing differently, that travel guide, to turn things around for you in your travel business? Because I was just talking to somebody today. He's like, man, I'm going to Vegas for 3 days and then flying from Vegas to LA for 2 more days and then coming back home. There are people who are traveling. And, I was in the outskirts of Chicago 2 weeks ago, and a timeshare type deal. People are traveling, man. It's about getting in front of the right people. That's also huge, man. Your targeting, your message to market match is incredibly important as well. All right, do me a favor, man. If you got any value out of today's quick session, go ahead and hit that share button. Somebody on your timeline might be struggling with their brands and their marketing, and they might need to get on this masterclass coming up this weekend as well. So with that, I believe I am done. So real quick, just a recap for those of you who are wondering what the masterclass is going to cover. Gone Blown says how to get an LLC. An LLC is filed through your Secretary of State. So I'm not an attorney or a business setup person per se, but I do know this: if you go to your state's Secretary of State website, it'll tell you how much it costs to file your LLC. It will tell you what is required of you in terms of what goes with your LLC that you need. But I think you have to make sure you understand the purpose of the LLC and if it's even necessary for the type of business that you're trying to build. Not all the time is an LLC necessary, especially to get started, right? I know that it is for protection and limiting your liability and separating you from your entity. Sometimes those things become something that hold us back, right? Because you might have a great idea, product, service, talent that you're willing to get off the ground, and you could have been sitting on that all year, right? Because you're like, man, I need to get this LLC. You need to get the business going, right? Not always is an LLC needed right out of the gate. I'm of the opinion that just get started, right? Sometimes you don't have the money to file the LLC. In Missouri, it's $50, but in some states it's $300. Some states it's $600. Just kind of depends on where you live. And there's ways that you can get your business off the ground without necessarily having to go the LLC route immediately. But I do think ultimately you want to make sure that your corporate structure is in order. I've got a young lady, an attorney that I'm working with and trying to get her on one of my podcasts so that she can break this down for us and really comes from a place of authority, somebody who studies corporate law and business entity setup and that kind of stuff. I don't want to talk out of turn, but I would not let that stop me from working on and building my brand and getting some stuff out there, some content, getting some ideas out there, getting some feedback from other people. But the place you go is your Secretary of State's website, and they'll walk you through the steps. You can also go to places like LegalZoom.com. They'll charge you a little bit extra to get your LLC filed, but at least you can get some counseling about what an LLC is, how it functions, how to properly set it up. So there are services like that that can help you get your LLC going. Cool. All right. So the Monetize My Life Bootcamp, we're going to cover brand expansion. We're going to cover how to increase your reach, how to build your authority. Even I'm going to give you a strategy on how to get your book written within 48 hours. Right. Some of you guys are thinking that, man, you know, I've got this book, I've got this training material, this course, I just need to get it out. Right. I'm going to show you how you can do that within 48 hours, man, when you attend that boot camp. How to enhance your value, how to create more engagement. And we're doing all of this, guys, so you can serve more people. Because the amount of money you make is a direct reflection of the amount of people that you serve in the marketplace with value. Right? So that's incredibly important. So do me a favor, if you have not already hit that share button, smash that share button. Till I'll talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. So I don't have to have LLC to start an online business. No, you don't have to have an LLC to start. You can file your fictitious name. Your social security number actually doubles as an EIN, right? Now, as you travel down that road, you ultimately want to create separation from you the individual, and you the business. And that's what the LLC and the corp and the partnerships and all of those things do. It creates some separation between you. But if you wanted to start an online business, affiliate marketing, for instance, network marketing, those sorts of things, if you got a product that you want to start selling, then yeah, you can get that ball rolling without the LLC. But I would start researching what's needed for the LLC. I would also do this. Go watch that webinar on business credibility, because one of the things that slowed me down in my business credibility is I set up my LLC and I set it up at an old address, right? And part of business credibility saying, hey, when we look you up, is everything the same? So on my LLC paperwork had one address, my EIN paperwork had another address, my website had a different address, because I hadn't synced all of that stuff together. And it's important for business credibility's sake that all of that stuff is synced together. Right? It's about 15, 16 different things that you got to make sure that you have in order to have your business credibility in place. And then you can grow from there. But you don't necessarily have to have an EIN or an LLC to start making money online. But as soon as you're able, you want to talk to somebody professionally about which entity is best suited for what it is that you're doing. Right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to run. So I appreciate you guys for hanging in, asking those questions. And hopefully I was able to give you a little bit of insight that you can take away and go build up on. As I say, man, always talk to your professionals in the respective areas. Get you a local coach that you can connect with. Watching me is fine. But if there's somebody local that you can connect with, you can sit down with face to face, great. I'll tell you this, man, most of the times when you want good mentorship, it costs, right? There's an investment, right? I spend money with people to get on their radar so that I can ultimately ask them questions and get into their programs and get around them, because that's what it's all about, right? So till next time, get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.